Hey, what is up, YouTube? It's your boy back with another one. On our way to work. It is 16 degrees right now here in Texas. That is craziness. Man, wind's blowing, head's cold. Oh, if y'all notice, I got a haircut. No hat today. Man, they told me the other day, no hats. And that's what we're doing, no hats. And
it's fantastic.
right now,
It's like a movie.
right now I'm just like, let me get in the car, warm it up, because man, it is cold. Don't know if y'all can see me. There, oh, there it goes. All right, that's good. So yeah, today's the day. We're gonna be on Telemundo. They're gonna be at my store recording a little piece, and I can't wait. I'm pretty excited for this. That's why I'm leaving early. They're trying to get there at about 8:30. Right now it's 7 o'clock. So I'm hoping to get there about 7:30, 7:45. Let everybody in, let them set up, and get this done. And I'm gonna try to record some stuff. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but we will see what we can do. But I'll see y'all here in a little bit. All right, guys, we are back in the car. I'm already leaving work. As you saw from the little montage I made, Cricket came, or not Cricket, but Telemundo came to the Cricket store. They did what they did. You know, it's crazy how the whole process works. Like, honestly, it's crazy. They came in, they set up their lights, they set up their cameras, tripods, all this and that. The news reporter came in, the Cricket people came in, you know, from corporate office, and yeah, they did everything step by step, and they recorded the interview with the customer and the rep first, and then, you know, the lady did her intro of what I recorded, the lady in the black and red. She recorded her intro, and then of course all they did was a voiceover of the outro. Wow, this guy in front of me is really speeding, almost wrecked into two cars, and now he's just acting a fool. Don't know what his deal is. That was crazy. But yeah, the whole process is very, very interesting, you know? Like, it kind of reminds me of, you know, doing this. You know, I gotta do like sometimes 3, 4, 5 takes to get the right, you know, words out, the correct angle, lighting, all that stuff. It's just crazy, you know? Like, it kind of reminded me of that. Like, they did like, at the most, like 6 takes on one shot. And one of the ones that took them the longest was, I guess, me and the customer interaction. You know, they wanted it to look genuine. It wanted it to look like we were both really happy to see each other type of thing. You know, her coming in happy and me being happy because she's there. Which, don't get me wrong, I was like, okay, I could do that. I do that every day. I'm look happy every time a customer walks in, greet them, whatnot. But, you know, me and the customer said hello to each other and shook hands like 6 times. And it was either like their camera wasn't in focus, or they wanted us to land in the same spot as she did as if she was walking in. And it's like, okay. So they got a shot of her walking in, and then they got a shot of us shaking hands. Like, one angle was like facing me, and one angle was to the side of me, but they wanted it to look exactly the same. And I'm like, okay, that makes sense. And of course, they did more shots of me setting up the phone, taking the phone out the box, handing her the phone, her having the phone in her hand and being excited. And then, of course, of her leaving with the phone and me saying goodbye. It was just like really interesting. And I think the goodbye part is the fastest part of the whole thing. Because I think I only had like to do one thing, and that's say gracias and goodbye. Yeah, but it was very exciting to see what all goes into a moment on TV like that. Because, you know, I've been a part of something like that before, not to that extent. It was mostly like at a at an event. I think it was a baseball game I was at. They kind of wanted a bunch of people standing around the news reporter while they were going over the game and all that. And they were like, we're going to tell everybody to be loud. And when we tell y'all to be loud, y'all be loud. And yeah, that was like the closest thing to being on TV as I had ever gone. But today was like, it was crazy. And, you know, me and the guy that, you know, the camera guy, we were talking. I was like, I was asking him questions about his tripod and how the swivel works and all that. And he was just telling me like how everything worked and what he uses it for. And I was like, wow, I was genuinely listening to the guy, because, you know, he controls like these big cameras all day. So he might know a thing or two about getting good B-roll, good shots and all that. And it got to the point where I was just standing there, and he was like, hey, you're into cameras and stuff, right, George? I was like, yeah, I dabble quite a bit into it. He was like this right here, this screen that we got, it actually helps me with the focusing. And he showed me how it worked when he's trying to get something in focus, how it helps him. And I was like, oh, wow, I never knew a monitor could help you with that. He was like, yeah, because if you do this with the red, it does this. You could change it to black and white if you want, whatever you want to do. But it helps me do this and that. And I was like, wow, okay, that's awesome. He's like that shot I'm doing of all your phones on display, this is how I'm doing it. And he showed me. I was like, wow, that's actually pretty awesome. He was like, yeah, man, if you ever got a good camera, just messing with all those features and stuff can help you out. You know, if you're on a budget, most people just use the phone. Like, he was just showing me stuff and giving me tips and tricks. And, you know, one guy was like, were you nervous to be on camera? I was like, no, not really. I think I was just more nervous about having a bunch of people stare at me while I'm being filmed. He was like, oh, you used to being on camera? I was like, yeah. And I told him about the podcast and all that. He was like, oh. He's like, you have thousands of people watching you on TikTok and stuff, live streaming, but you're nervous about a bunch of people watching you live? I was like, yeah. Shocking, right? It's like, I can handle being in one spot, being recorded, but I got all these lights and all these different cameras, and I don't want to do nothing to mess up. And so he was like, yeah, I get it. Like, it's crazy how this whole thing works. Like, you know, when I first started the business, you know, I thought it was kind of weird how they do all these different takes and all this and that. I was like, yeah, it seems a little odd, but I get it. You know, y'all are trying to get, you know, the best stuff for TV. You know, it's understandable. He's like, yeah, you know, some people don't get it. They're just like, why don't you just do one shot and that's it? And, you know, he was like, it doesn't work that way. You know, I didn't say that, but other people say that to him. Like, why don't y'all just do one shot and be done with it? He's like, if it worked that way, it would be a perfect world for his job. But yeah, it was just crazy. I liked the experience. I loved it. I was glad I got to be a part of it. Like, I was genuinely happy to be a part of it. But hopefully, you know, we could do more stuff like that in the future at my store, because obviously while the Cricket people were there, the Cricket corporate, you know, the rep that comes to my store and does visits and all that was like, hey, this is the guy you need to talk to, because he's actually a big time wrestling fan with the podcast and all that. You know, if you send the wrestlers here, he could probably get a bigger showing, like a better you know, gathering, because he can tell people on his podcast. And I was like, yeah, I would for sure do that. I would let everybody know that y'all are coming. She was like, okay, next time we do something, I'll for sure keep you and this store in mind, because, you know, it would be better to have someone who actually likes that kind of thing to be part of it. And, you know, and it will, if we can get a better, you know, gathering here from a wrestling fan, then that would be cool. And I was like, oh, that would be an honor. Like, hopefully they do something in April, because they're coming back in April. She's like, yeah, if they come, I'll let you know and try to get that to work out for you. I was like, oh, thank you. So yeah, you know, it was a benefit to have all the people there at my store. It was an honor to have news people there, because, man, like, my store works hard. Myself, my employees, we work really hard to build this store to where it's going, because before they had a different company that owned it, a different retailer or authorized dealer, however you want to put it, and they did okay, but they kind of gave the store a bad rep. And right now I've been in the process of just trying to turn that you know, those old feelings into good feelings, you know, like have people want to come to our store. And we've been doing good. Like, right now in my entire district, I'm a top store, like, and it's starting to show that our hard work is paying off. And by the grace of God, I'm able to be a part of the things I'm being a part of. But you know, I know that if I keep doing what I'm doing and stay focused and humbled and let God do what he's doing in my life, everything's just going to take off from here. But that's all I got for today, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Hopefully y'all liked the little clip I posted at the beginning. I'll definitely be doing more. Try to do more stuff like that, getting different, you know, points of view from different places. But we'll see. We'll see how everything goes. But, you know, until next time, guys, you stay safe. God bless and peace.